So let's start a flight using the built-in ATC in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We're going to take off from KHPN. We need to get us a parking spot. We get over here because it's closer. Ramp 59 parking will be good. Set as departure. We're going to fly into KIAD, and that will be our route. Now, I haven't put a planned route into Microsoft Flight Simulator, so there may not be a change of runways due to weather or wind or whatever the factor is, but there could be. So it's more of a general knowledge of using the built-in ATC more than the Service uh, uh, 14 update where it will actually take you to a location because of wind and weather. But that should happen at some point. I got my Toby eye experience. Okay, the plane's off, and that's how come ATC's not coming up. Now, if it was closed, the way you can bring it up is you can either go up to here and use ATC, which normally I have this turned off because I have another mod that I bought called Flow Pro. But you can bring it up here. You can also bring it up by just hitting the scroll lock key on your extended keyboard, which is by pause break and print screen and so forth. So scroll lock will bring it up. So now we'll turn the aircraft on with just Control E. Now, because this is the TBM 930, the automatic power on doesn't turn everything on. So I have to give it a second here to uh, fire up. And, basically we can, I'll show you what I have to do manually. But basically we can edit this part out. So I've got to turn on the auto fuel select and the automatic trim to on so it'll trim automatically. And then we'll go back to the cockpit. After it gets all fired up, we'll we'll be using the ATC. So you also want to make sure you go into assistance and you have ATC voices turned on, and somewhere is the uh, taxi. It'll show you the taxi. Here it is. Under navigation aids, turn on the taxi ribbon, and it'll show you how to get to the takeoff or parking at the end uh, of your flight. You can either use it or not use it. It's up to you. You can look at a chart if you want to and do it on your own. So the first thing we'll do, since we have power up and everything now, and I've actually uh, done some things ahead of time, like put in a altitude of 5,000, only because I've flown this a couple times and they usually give me like 8,000. But ATC, so we'll tune in the ground. All you have to do is hit the number next to the item, or you can click it, but it's easier just hitting the number on the keyboard. And we're going to request straight out, so that'll be number 4.
Ground Docker Golf, Juliet Bravo, Echo Kilo, with golf request taxi to the active, departing straight out.
Dollar Golf, Juliet Bravo, Echo Kilo taxi 2, and hold short of runway tree 4 using taxiway Alpha Bravo, cross runway 29er Bravo. Contact tower on 118.575 when ready.
See, there you go. So we have to acknowledge it, so we'll hit the number 1.
Taxiing hold short runway tree 4 using taxiway Alpha Bravo, cross runway 29er, Bravo Docker Bravo, Echo Kilo.
Okay, so we won't tune the tower until we get to the um, edge of 3-4, and of course we're going to run through these people because the TBM can't back up. So yeah, this is unrealistic, kind of, but whatever. And looking out your plane also is unrealistic, so you can go inside the plane and look and follow it if you want. Hit space bar, will put you up. So the taxi ribbon is taking us to runway 34. And you don't change the tower until we're getting ready to take off and get instructions. There's a couple of times where you have to kind of not react with the options in ATC, even though you think you should be, but that's just not how it works in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So we're taxiing the 3-4 for takeoff. And I'll edit some of this down. Like, I'm sure I should have stopped there, but they're not telling me. Usually they'll tell you to stop and hold for traffic. I should have done it on my own, but I didn't. My bad. But normally on VATSIM or something like that, they'll either tell you ahead of time to cross the runway or to hold short and then contact them, but it doesn't do that in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Or it doesn't do it at this airport anyway. And this is the one I've been practicing at. But it's a nice little feature. I never used it before when I watched the live stream and saw this information about it can change runways. I thought that was cool, even though it hadn't done it yet, and it probably won't do it this time because I didn't put another runway to land on. Okay, so now we'll tune in the tower, hit the number 1. We want you to request takeoff VFR. See, this is where it seems like it would tell me that
Tower Daher Golf, Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo
I'd get IFR clearance,
ready
but
for departure, straight out departure.
Daher Golf, Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo, wind 283 at 5. Departing straight out, approved. Cleared for takeoff, runway 34.
so we're clear for takeoff. So we'll acknowledge by hitting the number 1.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 34 Daher Bravo Echo Kilo.
We'll set our flaps down. And we'll go out to 3-4 for takeoff. One thing I haven't done, and it goes to the left, but you can just turn to the right because all it's doing is kind of telling you to make a circle. So I need to set my heading bug to center. Heading, center, turn the heading on, and we'll take off. Got my vertical speed set. I've got my altitude set. I think normally they'll give you expect, 4,000, on takeoff. But I didn't see that, so I just set it because I've done this flight a few times. And let's get up in the air. Here we go. Now, when it says request touch and go and so forth, don't do that. Don't touch any of those unless you're wanting to go back and immediately land at the airport. Just set your autopilot on. We're picking the power in the red, so we need to turn that down. But just keep flying straight out. Don't try to follow the magenta line because you're going to get instructions from the Microsoft ATC. That was another thing I was doing wrong. Just like real ATC, you follow their instructions unless there's some kind of emergency or something. You always follow them. I was a little bit confused by the request touch and go and the request full stop landing when I first started using this.
Daher Bravo Echo Kilo, leaving my airspace frequency change, approved.
There you go.
Tower Daher Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo frequency change.
Okay, here we go. One to tune to 124.650. Another thing I was doing is I was trying to change the frequencies and putting in the squawk codes myself. You don't have to do that. Microsoft Flight Simulator changes it for you. Now I'm going to request flight following.
New York approach Daher Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo is type Daher TBM 96 miles northwest of White Plains, 2,400 feet. Request flight following.
Daher Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo New York approach. Squawk 3376.
So you just hit the one for acknowledge and then it'll put the squawk 3376 in the box for you. You don't have to go
Squawk 3376
fumbling around
Daher
like I was
Bravo
doing.
Echo Kilo.
Daher Bravo Echo Kilo radar contact 8 miles northwest of White Plains, 3,100 feet. Altimeter 29.92.
Roger Daher Bravo Echo Kilo.
Now I did do the request IFR. This is where I did the
New York approach Daher Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo 9 miles northwest of White Plains. Request IFR to Dulles, ready to copy.
Daher Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo is cleared to Dulles Airport as filed. Squawk 3376.
once again.
Daher Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo cleared to Dulles Airport as filed. Squawk 3376.
Daher Bravo Echo Kilo, read that correct. Radar contact 4,200 feet. Altimeter 29.92, turn left, heading 220, climb and maintain 10,800 feet.
See, now it's telling me to turn
Heading 220, climb
to 220 and go up to
10,000
feet.
Bravo Echo Kilo.
So it's a lot you have to do at one time. You have to put the new
Daher Bravo Echo Kilo, contact
10,800 in there.
120.55.
You also have to turn to 220 on the heading so you can turn. It's a lot that happens. So, you don't have to put it, so get your heading of 220. I've got some buttons on my joystick set so it's easier to turn.
Daher Bravo Echo Kilo, acknowledge last transmission.
See, I didn't acknowledge them.
Going to 120.55 Daher Bravo Echo Kilo.
So now I can finish doing my altitude to 10,800. It's really fun. It really is fun. So you now have to contact departure. It's really busy at first when you first take off using ATC.
Daher Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo New York departure altimeter 29.92 radar contact. Continue.
All right, now you don't have to do anything right now. When you see that request vector, the next, you just chill out and wait for the next instructions. If you wanted to adjust your cruising altitude up or down, you could do that, but I haven't done it yet. Transition call they make to Datey. I'll just edit all this out.
Daher Bravo Echo Kilo, you are 8.9 miles northeast. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 19 left approach via Dottie transition. Cleared to Dottie.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 19 left approach via Dottie transition. Cleared to Dottie, Daher Bravo Echo Kilo.
And this is where I have to put the procedure, approach, 19 left, Dottie, Load and activate. Okay. And because I had the nav already on, it's following Dottie uh, into the ILS runway 19 left.
Delta Bravo, Echo Kilo descend and maintain 12,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 12,000 feet. Daher, Bravo, Echo Kilo.
Delta Bravo, Echo Kilo descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Daher, Bravo, Echo Kilo.
Down to 3,000 feet. Right, we're getting close to the approach. We're turning the approach. It should start turning to us again here soon. As soon as we get turned, I'll lower the gear. Bleed off some speed slowly. Lower the gear.
Daher Bravo, Echo Kilo, you are 17 miles north of Dulles. Contact Dulles Tower on 134 decimal for 25 when inbound.
Here comes the tower.
Tower on 134.425. Daher, Bravo, Echo Kilo. Dulles Tower. Daher Golf, Juliet, Bravo, Echo Kilo, 16 miles, north inbound ILS runway, 19er left approach.
Tower on 134 decimal 425 Daher, Bravo, Echo Kilo.
Cleared ILS runway, 19er left approach. Daher, Bravo, Echo Kilo. Tower on 134 decimal 425 Daher, Bravo, Echo Kilo.
Alright, we've got another notch of flash. We got to check the speed. It's trying to dip us too low. We've got the glide slope coming down on the tape. Well, it hasn't started to come down yet, but let's make sure our speed is about right. We don't fall out of the sky. Should capture it here soon. Should capture the glide slope soon. Now see the glide slope up there is white. It'll turn green when we're captured. I haven't captured it yet. Oops. Too much power. Yep, gears down. Everything's looking good. Yep, it's going down now. We're going to capture the glide slope here in a second because it's slowly going down. You can see it, the green diamond slowly going down. It'll get to the glide slope and it'll start losing altitude when the glide slope's captured. And it'll turn green. The GS glide slope will turn green. Almost there. And there we are. Glide slope's captured. You can see it blinking. Glide slope. Now it's green. Here we go. We're starting to go down. To 19 left. ATC shouldn't talk to us again until we landed and they tell us to turn at the first turn, first turn off from the runway, and then it'll tell us to contact ground, and then we'll get the blue ribbon back to go to parking. I love ILS landings. It's just me. I like the automated stuff when possible.
Dover Bravo Echo Kilo wind 281 at 5. Cleared to land runway 19er left.
We have to acknowledge landing.
Cleared to land runway 19er left, Dover Bravo Echo Kilo.
So I was wrong. Okay. They had to give us the clear to land. That was cool. And wing to clear a missed approach. Request, request airport direction. It's cool. A lot of stuff. It's been in it, I think, since the beginning, but I never used it. Plus, if I remember correctly, there were a lot of issues, as there were with a lot of things when it first came out. So when I heard about the new option of being able to change the runway due to conditions, I think that's cool. So I decided I'd try ATC for the first time, and it's fun. I like it. Will I do it all the time? No, but when I'm in the mood, here we are coming down to 19 left. Another thing I don't know, and that I didn't do, was I didn't turn on live weather. I don't know if that has anything to do or not. I need to remember to do that. Okay. Getting ready to take control myself. I always wait till the end because I can. Okay. Autopilot is off. Pull back on the power. Let's see if we can make a good landing here without falling out of the sky. That's pretty good. And it'll tell us to turn off.
Dover Bravo Echo Kilo exit runway when able.
See?
Dover Bravo Echo Kilo contact ground on 129er decimal 55.
And then we go over the ground. Acknowledge ground handoff.
129.55 Bravo Echo Kilo. Goodbye.
Tune ground. Request taxi to parking 3.
Ground Daher Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo request taxi to parking.
Daher Golf Juliet Bravo Echo Kilo taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Kilo 3 Juliet for Juliet.
See, it didn't turn on the
Taxi
taxi
to
ribbon
general
because I
aviation
have the
parking
option
via
turned on.
taxiway Kilo Tree Juliet 4 Juliet Daher Bravo Echo Kilo.
Cool. Guess I should turn on my KIAD tracker now. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. This is where KIAD tracker makes a lot of sense. You can kind of look up over the console and stuff. This is pretty cool. I said I don't use it often because I'm a fidgety person, and it just goes crazy when I turn my head or
Daher Bravo Echo
get
Kilo
up.
hold position caution other traffic.
Oops. See, it tells you in hold position. See, there it went crazy.
Hold position Daher Bravo Echo Kilo.
I don't know how long it makes you hold. Guess till they get out of your way.
Daher Bravo Echo
Huh,
Kilo continue taxi.
that's pretty cool.
Roger Daher Bravo Echo Kilo.
That's pretty cool. That was pretty neat. And then here's a big old green area. No, it's blue and then it turns green. Kind of cool. Well, I'm supposed to come in the other way. Whatever. See, it turns green. I like that. That was pretty cool. Let's put the brake on and shut this thing down. And that's how you use ATC. That was pretty cool.